Come on, let's see if I can figure it out. Fuck it, comma, we'll do it live. Exclamation mark. Here we go. Right. We'll get started here in a minute. I don't have any overlays yet because we're just doing it live tonight. I don't have any preparation. This is the first time I've used the software. First time I've live streamed to YouTube. So let's see what we can do. What we are doing today is spectating a match between Shadow Kings and the OG. Which should be kicking off here shortly. I have not yet figured out how to add the 5 or 6 minute delay, but pretty sure both teams should be okay with this, and if they're not, hand me some points. I don't know. There we go. For now, you're looking at me because I don't have overlays. So if I was any good at this point in the cast, there'd be some music, there'd be maybe some video, and you wouldn't just be staring at me. But I'm not good at this, so we're just gonna send it. I'm waiting for the lobby to come up, which should be up shortly. And then there's a whole bunch of etiquette things I need to remember to do in terms of what I'm casting. And the best part is I've never actually spectated a match in Onward before, so I don't know what buttons do what, and we're gonna figure it out. Actually very interested to see how this works and how this looks on the recording after. I'm sure I'm going to fast forward through all of this part though. Still working on getting a webcam set up properly. My studio here is usually designed, set up for recording music. Very rarely do I record video at all. So everything is a brand new experience tonight. Still not seeing a lobby. Yes, buddy, we're live. Waiting for a lobby. Also going to set up there we go. There is a delay built right in. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not, but I am spectating myself on my own phone. Oh, and disconnected. That's not good. There we go. Still no lobby. Alright. I can turn my volume down on my phone because I'm starting to get the echo, which means you guys are getting the echo. If you are viewing live, hit me up in the chat, just so that I know who's watching. It's obviously someone that I know, because I've only given the link to like 3 people. Oh, there we go. So I'm open for all criticisms, audio quality, video quality. My hand being right in front of my my webcam, that's a great idea. I will probably get a tripod for that and set up the studio a little better once I have some overlays and everything else is figured out. Again, not seeing lobbies yet. Oh, we're up to 3 concurrent viewers. Up, but it's not correct. Okay. There we go. Hey, that did something. I think you guys are much more interested. Well, maybe not in seeing the loading screen. Oh, custom maps. These are all downloaded on my Quest. When I'm playing, I'm going to be a few minutes late. Oh, golly. I'm not quite sure why that's taken so long, but this might, if I can't get this figured out, this might end the stream. 1%. Okay. There we go. We're okay. Now we're into the megabytes per second. That's a little better. I'm going to assume that some of this inconsistency with the download speed has to do with me simultaneously running a VR game and streaming live to YouTube. But we should get in time for the first map to start. For the one viewer I still have, if you just want to throw something in the chat, at least I'll know who has the patience to watch me stumble my way through this. Yeah, we're going. You guys get to witness my, I swear it's fiber internet, but might be a little overtaxed. Or this PC might be a little overtaxed at the moment. Oh, yeah, that's where my webcam is. Right where I would want to put my hands. Again. Amazing. I'm also looking in Discord to see if there's any. That is amazing. Yeah, so there's a couple comments on Discord about maybe downloading the maps ahead of time. I probably should have done that. We're definitely missing the first round. We will figure it out. Thank you for sticking through with me. It's going to be a comedy of errors tonight, gentlemen. But we will figure it out. I will probably be able to see the second round of Shipyard. This is really bad form. This is terrible form for streaming. But first one. Maybe I can look back on this and laugh one day. Downloading a map. We're 3 minutes out, and technically there's supposed to be a delay. So no one is ever really expecting the cast to start on time. In the last couple minutes here, while everything's downloading, I will just kind of go over what the expectation is tonight. So tonight is a scrim between the Shadow Kings and the OG. So this is a scrim. I believe we're going to be going by VRML rules, and the game we're playing is Onward. Onward is a 8-year-old at this point, milsim, played in VR, which I am. Oh, there we go. I'd like to say I'm a competitive player, but I'm a player that gets to play with competitive players. And tonight I have traded in my headset for this headset to try and hone some of my casting skills. And the ulterior motive here is if I can get everything working great on my PC, then I might be a little bit more of a competitive player. The reason for that being that the PC graphics, PC VR graphics for this game are considered to be better. As much as I like the convenience of a standalone VR headset, I do want to get a little bit better equipped and a little bit more competitive and gain every edge that I can. When I say that, I mean something like render distance. So apparently the PC render distance is much better. Good example of that is a few nights ago I got shot by a window. The headset render distance is such that the unit didn't render the person in the window, just rendered the window. So if I want to be a bit more competitive, I got to figure out how this game works on PC. I am technologically inept, so we're all along for the ride here. Shipyard should be here in about 10 seconds. And I still don't know how the controls work for the game. So let's see what we can do. I swear this computer is not from 1982. There we go. Just so everyone kind of knows what's going on, we are going to cut the volume on that just a little bit. There we go. So I'm not sure what round we're on. Certain there are some buttons here I need to figure out, a couple hotkeys probably. Look at that, lighting effects. Lasers. There we go.
Yeah, 42.
Looks like the Shadow Kings have a good count, or had a good count. See what Baconator does here.
Over here, over here. Come on, back. Got him.
How'd you get it down there?
Good flash.
Right, not bad for my first try. There's the score. So I was able to make it in for the first round. That's fantastic. I'm not sure how well that's going to be perceived, but we'll figure it out. Now, I'm not sure if I can actually get back to the tent or if we're just waiting for the next round to start. other thing I need to figure out is, there we go. We're going to get the volume down on this game audio just a little bit, because we were peaking and clipping quite a bit there, so I apologize for my future viewers. I've got 0 viewers right now, but I apologize to my future viewers for the incredibly loud round 1. There we go. So some of the controls that I'm trying to figure out that might have made that first round look a little less than ideal. I figured out the ascend and descend for the camera and my navigation. My mouse movement is very, very erratic. That's because I have like 4 different computers and 4 different mice on the go. So I'm constantly, there we go. Round 2 begins. Oh, almost. We had a little false start there. All right. So, Shadow King's got the... Turn my volume down a little bit. There we go. Shadow King's got the ship spawn. We're going to look for those early peaks. Looks like a conventional 2-3 onward split. And let's go check on the OG and see what their defense is looking like. All right, Baconator and Freezy and King Capone hanging out inside of the objective building. Trav the Trooper on that objective rooftop. And King, last one down there. Maxim got a good line on red ramp. Let's see where this first engagement's going to happen. Waiting for the callouts as well. Callouts from Maxim. Couple of whispers coming out. I'm also expecting Uncle and King Capone to engage shortly, so I'm going to keep the camera right here for the time being. Ooh, yeah. Trav was on the objective rooftop. That was an excellent engagement. Looks like Major Cap Doctore had to give himself a syringe there. He did get hit, but I'm sure Maxim's feeling a little bit ripped off on that one. I thought it was going to go the other way for sure. Forcing the defense to rotate a little bit. This is looking good. All right. Timing. That was an excellent push by the Shadow Kings. They converged from 2 angles on the objective at the same time. Really split the attention of the defenders. So, hope to see more of that tonight from both teams. And again, if I was a professional streamer, what you'd be seeing right now is probably an overlay, listening to some music, or potentially some... there we go. Can't seem to get the scores up. The individual scores, I should say. I need to figure out some of the hotkeys for sure. Oh. And it appears... Oh, there's the map. It appears like I have... Okay, I have not crashed the game. Alright. Is there a way to put this? No? Okay. Actually, what I will do is I will take the opportunity to move myself off the in-game map. Just give future viewers the opportunity to see a little bit more. So that was the second round of Onward that I have ever casted. Not that anyone is tuning in right now. Sitting at a comfortable 0 concurrent viewers, and we're still working on audio. It feels very, very loud to me. Oh, next round it appears to be starting already. There we go. Love this map. Okay. There we go. So same spawn here. Ship spawn for the defenders. And there's got to be a... Oh, there is a run button. Look at that. So much better. Okay. Major Cap Doctoria with the long early line. And looks like the OG is going to be pushing ship side and rooftop. Uncle Face with that early line from the east rooftop. There we go. Always found this to be a very complicated objective.
-1 North Boat.
There we go. I'm going to turn myself up just a little bit
One more
and
on
game
the boat.
audio down just a little bit. Always found this to be a difficult objective, both to defend and to send. So the goal of competitive uplink and Onward is to get within the capture radius, which is around 10 feet real life from that objective, and send a code with a tablet. It's a 7-digit code. Needs to be memorized either in its entirety or in short chunks, but the quicker that you can type it, the better. Shadow King's up with 4 men to 1. And the other thing I didn't do was I did not put the team names. And I'm still not sure how to do that, so we're just going to have to figure it out. Oh. I always love lasers out there, so... There we go. Llewellyn with the last kill. There we go. There's the scores. Okay, so now we can review this just a little bit. Might make it a little nicer, so I'll move myself again. Just somewhere where it's a little less intrusive. And we'll review the individual scores after 3 rounds. And Major Cap Doctore with 3 kills and Goose Egg for deaths. That's impressive. Llewellyn 5-0, Smith's 5-1, Uncle Face 1-0, and War Within rounding it out with 1-2. This was not what I was expecting to see. I definitely wasn't expecting to see a one-sided game. I've played with most of these players, and I'm sure that the OG has something in store. Maybe on their map, on the next map pick, I should say. Purpose of scrims is always, should be, to pick a map that you're not great at against a team that's better than you on that map, and try something new, calculate, observe, see the results, and change your perspective and your approach next time. Pop myself back down in here. And it looks like we might be expecting the next round already, and we are. All right. And Let's catch up with the attacking team. I'm a little biased on this one.
Is that what it is? I don't know. Going up top here and going with you.
All right.
Chilling.
War within, and Smith's pushing towards what looks like center warehouse there. And Major Captain Doctore and Uncle Face looking for that early line. And Llewellyn looking for the stairs line. So what Llewellyn's doing down in there is going to be looking for this line right here. Smith takes Baconator, and Trav the Trooper gets the refrag. Oh, Cap Doctore from the roof takes OG Freezy. There we go. How's this defense look? Trav the Trooper, that's a very powerful position under the white ramp there. A little bit open and exposed to Uncle Face. King Capone. This is a phenomenal... Oh, not where I thought he was, actually. I thought he was on top of the sea cans. So he's looking for that long ship line. And this, we refer to this spot as Heavens. And as powerful as an Overwatch position as it is, it's also just a little bit exposed to everywhere. So it's a tough spot to play. I think we're going to see some engagement here. War Within and Maxim getting a little close. Are either of them being crunchy? All right. Definitely need to play with my audio settings. I really apologize for the audio on the stream. Now War, it's looking... I wonder if he's given Maxim... Oh, yeah. I think that was a little bit of Onward timing. I don't know if either of them knew that the other was there, and War just had the... War Within had the peak. Right place, right time, right angle. All right. There we go. Learning how to get some of these compound movements going. Oh. Trav did get tagged. I'm thinking by Llewellyn. No. Uncle Face probably. There, yes. Should be some call-outs going out to Major Captain Doctore. All right, Uncle Face gets the drop. And King Capone goes down. And again, Shadow Kings with the two angles at the same time approach on the objective, which is very hard to defend against. King Capone had a 50-50 chance there, and in either case, there was a Shadow King waiting for him. So that is the map. So we played a 4 points, first to 4 in Onward. So let's see where we go next. And I will, one more time, just review the scores. Any standouts here is going to be Major Cap Doctore putting 4-0 on the board. Llewellyn putting 6-1, phenomenal score. Smith 6-2. And on the OG side, King Capone with 2. Well, there we go. Next map is loading. I already have this map. Okay.
So
I think I lost it.
right. I'm just trying to get
All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to cut the game audio. We will not be... There we go. There we go. I did something right. Okay, so we're into the map. So we go and do a little exploration of this map. It's in bad form to share anything that's going on in the tent. Teams guard that very, very closely, and I'm going to give both teams my respect and not share whatever was being said in the tent there. So next map up is Bazaar. This is a baked-in standard Onward map that is part of the game, so it's not one of the customs. So thankfully I didn't have to download it. And I don't know... I hope I don't have to download the third map either, but I've left myself with maybe a good project for later in downloading some of those customs that we do play. So we'll talk about strategy a little bit on Bazaar. So we're facing north here, and the map is broken down into roughly seven areas. Maybe 9 if you consider this north side split into 5. So we have our east courtyard, northeast courtyard here. These buildings are open. First floor, I should say, is open on these buildings. So there's a couple lanes that you can use to get through without being seen. We have our east market, which is this building, this area right here. There is an objective that can be played in the east market. Wrapping around the far side, this is the north lane, north road, and this building here is Kiot. Kiot has 2 floors, 2 stories accessible to players, and on those 2 stories there's doors front and back. It's a very powerful position to hold, but also exposed from a lot of angles. Coming into center market, ironically, the awnings on the trolleys here are not penetrable. They're bulletproof, but all of the wood is penetrable. So that's something to be considered. If we continue to move west, we get into West Courtyard. So here, first floor, rooms are accessible in these 2 buildings, front and back, and as well these 2 buildings, these 3 buildings actually. So lots of lines, lots of lanes to be covered. And getting into northeast and, northwest and West Market. West Market because, again, there is stands here selling produce. And there is an objective also that will appear, or that can appear, here in the West Market. Oh, and the round is about to start. We'll go over the south half of the map after this. All right. Just hand over the baby monitor here. Did we have any lineup changes? DJPL, new to this round. Wade Watts replacing someone. Smiths, replacing Smiths. Okay. And it looks like we have a southeast objective. Right in here. Just want to see some of these early peeks by the defenders. All right. So that's an interesting push. 2 people that far off of objective in the same location, but almost got a refrag there. So maybe not the worst idea. Looks like Shadow Kings are splitting to a standard onward. Oh no, correction. We have 4 pushing center and west. 3 now. Cap Doctori goes down to Baconator. And Wade Watts pushing an east from the northeast down towards the objective. This road we're cruising down here now is Broadway, separating the north and south sides of the map. There's a lot of angles to clear on Broadway. Making that cross can be very difficult. And Baconator on a flank. Now he's going to be watching that cross from a line, which I would not expect if I was playing on the offense. Let's see who he might engage next. Now, somewhere in that mix, Baconator and Llewellyn cross paths. Did not see each other. And this southmost push is going to be mostly unopposed for about half the map. Alright, War Within hanging out in West Courtyard. And I think our next engagement probably going to be over here with Mr. Wade Watts. So while I was running my quick intro of the map there, East Courtyard has a lot of lines that can be beneficial and harmful when you're moving through them. Looks like Wade is just clearing some of those angles. And King Capone takes him. Excellent. This is going to be a hard push for the Shadow Kings. So we still have War Within and Llewellyn. Now on a hard south push. Now, all of the engagements so far have been north of Broadway. So I'm not sure if Baconator is going to be coming back around or moving for a flank. Actually, not sure where he. Oh, there he is. So he did move all the way around. So effectively cleared the north side of the map. See if we can catch some of this action before it happens. The Weller goes down to DJPL.
One more.
And the OG has a good count. War Within's in a tight spot here because even if he makes his way through without leaving any audio cues, making any noise, well, he's highly likely to get refragged.
That was mine. Oh. Okay, you're good. Yeah. You guys gotta be across the road south side.
So pretty close on their estimation of where War Within is. And there's that refrag. That was a tight spot. Very predictable from the aerial viewpoint of the caster. However, that was an excellent push by War Within to get that close, and an amazing defense by the OG. Now, in between rounds here, if I could just... All right. All we are trying to do is figure out how to change the team names in the cast. Nope. Seem to have found every other button. Not that one. Scores from that first round. Baconator with that long flank wrap around. Scored 3 kills in the first round. King Capone took the 1. Wade Watts on the the 1 push on the east side. DGPL taking Llewellyn, I believe, as he crossed from south towards the objective. And we witnessed the only Shadow King's kill there. War Within on Freezy, but again, went down to the refrag immediately. So that was a dominant round for the OG. All right. I think potentially some of my hotkeys from my computer, from my gaming setup, might have interfered a little bit with the hotkeys I'm trying to find. All right. All right, there we are. We got lasers on. Alright, Shadow Kings on the defensive. Gonna play a little bit differently from the OG. So the push on this side is going to be more towards the east, which is convenient because it looks like the OG got the eastmost spawn. Pardon me, that I hope that didn't make anybody sick. That's just a dark spot. That might be one of the most common Onward phrases that you'll hear. Is that a bad guy or a dark spot? Okay. So we're going for a fairly strong and committed east side push with Freezy looking towards center market. Llewellyn. This is one of those buildings where there's 2 stories accessible. But again, on this map, every building that has 2 stories accessible is also wide open and makes for easy targets. So there is kind of a trade-off with taking those positions, as powerful as they might seem. You're also quite easy to see. I have a feeling. Not sure where. Oh, there it is. I knew Cap Doctoria was over here. Question is he being patient or did he miss Baconator making the cross? I think he might have missed Baconator there. Trav the Trooper takes War Within, giving the OG one-man advantage, 5-4. Llewellyn has rotated from the second story on the southwest side. And Baconator runs into Wade Watts, and it's a trade. Now the thing with trades like that is that your team does not have any intel on what you achieved before you died. So this is going to leave both teams with a bad count. They know they've lost one, but they can't confirm whether or not. Alright. Everything there happened very quickly. Cap Doctore taking a 3-piece. Freezy taking out Uncle Face. And look at this objective. Wide open. Now the question is... Oh, Cap Doctore comes in a little crunchy. Freezy clearing these balconies here, which are accessible from exterior stairs. Nope. Hello, Sharkfish. I do have a customer. We have one viewer. Congratulations to me. It's my first viewer, really. Alright, we'll get that overlay off of the screen. This is going to be one of those situations of onward timing. Both of these players are clearing different angles, trying to watch 1,000 places at the same time. And there it is. Just a little bit of technique, a little bit of luck, a little bit of timing. And Cap Doctore clutches the round with 4 kills and 1 death over the course of 2 rounds. Which I think that was a 4-piece on round 2. That's phenomenal. Wade Watts getting that trade with Baconator, I believe, and Baconator as well showing a very strong 4-1 score. DJPL 2-1, and everyone else is looking about even with a round to kill and a death each, give or take 1 or 2. Llewellyn and Uncle Face still putting up goose eggs, so we'll see how that goes. We'll check them out on the next round. All right, pull scores down. I am still trying to figure out which hotkey, Sharkfish, you're watching, buddy, which hotkey lets me change the names of the teams. Because right now it's just Team 1 and Team 2. Throw that up in the chat for me. Alright, so what we'll do, we'll leave the score up there. This one, that one, and that button. And throw myself up there so everyone can admire the scores. And Sharkfish doesn't know that hotkey either. That is phenomenal. I know I'm going to get laughed at quite a bit after this one, but everyone's got to start somewhere. Hopefully I can look back and laugh shortly. I don't want to wait too long. 1, 2. It's not 1 or 2. It's also not that 1 or that 2. Ooh. There we go. Round is starting. And let's catch up with the defending team in this case. So this is the Kiot objective. Large cap radius, so you can cap this from... I don't know if the radius itself is larger than any others. However, the places you can cap from, with it being inside a Kiot there. There we go, just move myself out of your view there. And DJPL gets tagged, but is able to give himself a syringe. So anytime you see somebody get tagged there, that position that they're in, you have to consider it burned because they're being called out. Trav the Trooper in one of my favorite last man up positions, but it has been kind of nerfed in a recent update where there's a nice long line directly in the middle of your screen there where you can be taken from Broadway. And DGPL takes War Within. And Wade Watts. Major Cap Doctori was able to push all the way to the north. And Freezy's engaged. DJPL goes down to Major Cap Doctori. Possibly one of the longest names in competitive Onward. Uncle Face. Downed on Center Street at Broadway. Llewellyn takes Freezy. However, Llewellyn is downed. Such a large map with so many lanes to cross. Major Cap Doctori not likely going to be able to get either of those revives without a long rotation, but he's got lots of time left. King Capone hanging out in the top floor, I believe, yep, of Kiot on the west side. I'm really interested in seeing what he sees. Oh, he's looking for the confirm on Llewellyn? Potentially.
Footsteps behind.
Yep, and calling out Cap Doctori. Cap Doctori known for the quick cap. Can he do it? Yes. So capturing the objective in Onward is worth 2 points. So that really turns the tide for the Shadow Kings on this second map. I've memorized that hotkey now. I can bring the scores up. All right. It's this moment exactly when I wish I had an overlay to throw up on the screen, but I still don't. So I'll move my face out of the way. You guys can review the scores. And we will wait for round 4. I know that was loud. I just smacked my microphone. All right. Figured a lot of stuff out here. You know what I can do in between maps? I can Google some hotkeys. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna... Oh, there's an article here I'm reading that says I should have learned this before entering as a spectator. And they're right. All right, so... Oh. What I'm learning is that everybody wants to do things on videos. There is no list of hotkeys, just a whole bunch of links to videos. I'll put my face back down in the bottom corner, and we will get back to the game. There we go. Lasers on. I want to see how the Marsoc team responds to that cap. Kiot is a highly capable objective. Very difficult to defend, but it's also very difficult to cap on. There's always a little bit of luck involved when it happens.
Check. I was gonna say I don't see anything east. I'm coming back to back.
Alright, so that's Cap Doctore. Major Captain Doctore, the longest name in Onward. Just cleared that it was not an east spawn. Radioed that over to his teammates, so War Within should be expecting Trav the Trooper. And he is in the ambush position right there. Now the question is Baconator going to be crunchy?
How'd you get over here so fast? West corner. He just killed Trav. He's over here. I haven't killed him yet. I gotta locate it. Come on. Come out. Get on out here.
That was a phenomenal. I'm glad I caught that. A lot of movement, a lot of communication on both teams. A lot of Onward players tend to keep that information in while they're in those situations because they don't want to give away their position. So good communication on the OG's part there. Shadow Kings with a 5-3 man advantage. Wade Watts in an excellent ambush position. Standing in the puddle of oil and rotating out. DJPL in a position here to maybe push for the front. Definitely in a position to get a gander here at Mr. Wade Watts. Uncle Face takes downs King Capone. DJPL takes Llewellyn. Cap Doctore watching now that rear lane and on his cues. Wade Watts in a phenomenal position there as well. Great job on the Shadow Kings, rotating, managing their defense. Excellent. So I'm going to go back to learning hotkeys. I'm going to throw the scores up for you. Get my face out of your way. And I'm going to go back to Googling hotkeys. What I should be doing, because I don't have overlays, is maybe explaining some of the other positions, other objective locations on this map, and describing the south side of the map to you, because I already went over the north. However, I think it's much more important that I learn how to use this interface for the long term. There's an Onward wiki on fandom. So this website has more ads than I'm willing to put up with, including auto-loading videos with audio. That's maybe not in my best interest to be insulting websites live on cast, but yuck. Yeah, okay, so we will not be continuing with that website at all. I probably have to change something in the settings, and I will not be doing that right now. So throw my name back down in the corner here. Looks like we're going to be playing next on Quarantine Q1. Map's called Quarantine, we call it Q1. I'm too new to the game to know why. But this map did receive a number of updates in the 8-year lifespan of Onward, and it's not even nearly the same map that it was at launch.
This is the wrong team.
Don't playing, you know,
Right,
get my
we're
ass
just
handed by all the
going
young
to
bucks,
cut
but, you know,
game
just have-
audio now and get ourselves out of the tent into the map. There we go. So this is Quarantine. Quarantine is a dystopian desert locale where there has been a plane crash. Notable locations: this building here in the south as an accessible rooftop and many, many windows. And directly across the map in the north, this building here, we call it AC for 6 obvious reasons, I think. AC is also an accessible rooftop, but there is no interior to the building. Additionally, accessible to the players is the roof, 3rd floor, well, 4th floor technically, 2nd floor, and 1st floor of Impact. So a lot of angles to clear, but also wide open from the south. Early lines, there's a lot of early lines down on this side, southwest side of the map, where you can get just a little bit of elevation on scaffolding or a long line from gas station. Looks like we're going to be dealing with the gas station objective here. Which can be capped from around this corner here as well as around that corner, or very close to it. So it's not just a matter of hanging out in the interior of the garage there. Defenders should spawn over here. There we go. And it is the Shadow Kings defending first. And let's go hang out with the OG and see how they're going to make this push from the far east side of the map. Now, this is a rather large map. I'm going to accelerate just a little bit, but hopefully in a way that does not make my viewers sick. There we go. So it looks like the OG is doing a 2-2-1 split. And I am sure that the 1 is going to meet up with one of the fire teams here in a moment. So King Capone and OG Freezy going to be pushing south. This is a hard cross for them to make. You can see they've slowed down. Let's see. It always a good idea to look here for that first engagement. Freezy successfully makes the cross. Got no lasers coming this direction. So Shadow Kings may be looking for later lines from this approach. Wade Watts up on the ramp, looking towards Dunes, which is where OG Freezy is about to be. Let's see if there's any onward timing there, or if we get an engagement. And there's some onward timing. Major Captain Doctore also hanging out in the hospital. King Capone in the mall, tank courtyard side. Looks for and finds Wade Watts. Now Wade fell down that ramp inside a hospital. So he is revivable. but I think Cap Doctore has a line on OG Freezy. And I don't want to miss this kill. Good line, good line. Cap Doctore takes Freezy. Probably going to go for that res on Wade Watts, but I want to see the next engagement. King Capone and War Within, more than likely. Alright, Cap Doctore looking for that revive on Wade Watts. Gets him up. King Capone probably going to meet with War Within, but I think, yep, I saw that coming here as well. Oh, little lag on my part. There's some onward timing. Sharkfish takes Baconator, trades, or correction, Trav the Trooper gets the refrag. DJPL able to rotate around and grab Smiths. Cause a little bit of frenzy. And takes out War Within. So this just leaves Wade Watts, Cap Doctore up, and Smiths down in the gas station. Something to be aware of here. So when you are downed, you are still able to look around and make callouts. So Smith's here, able to make some callouts for Cap Doctore. He's probably able to, yeah, there we go. You can hear him giving us callouts here. Cap Doctore trades with DJPL. So we have the OG taking round 1. It's a super important round to take. When you start the map as the offensive team, you're at a distinct disadvantage. Defensive rounds are easier to win because not only do you have the advantage of starting on the objective, so you have a little couple of minutes or a couple seconds at the start to get positioned before the attackers get there, but you also have the timer on your side. All you have to do is run the clock. So don't die and don't let the enemy capture the objective is the goal as a defender. So there is an advantage there. So for the OG to take round 1 on Marsoc as the offensive team, they've now eliminated that advantage for the Shadow Kings, which super, super valuable early in a map to do. All right, so let's pull up scores and see. DJPL taking 3 that round. Trav the Trooper taking 2. So putting some scores up. Cap Doctore takes 2 and Sharkfish takes 1, and that was not a trade, but where you got refrag there. We'll drop that down. Shadow Kings get the same spawn, and I want to see the difference in how they approach this. Whoa. Okay. 2, 2, and 1 again. You can hear the Shadow Kings reciting the code. A lot of players do that at the beginning of the map. They'll look at the code, recite it a couple times. Makes it that much easier to remember when and if you get into a position to capture the objective. You can also see all of the litter, all of the garbage that the Shadow Kings leave behind in their spawn. They want to be light, fast, and quick. High speed, low drag. So drop everything you don't need. And the real reason for that is if you do get downed and one of your teammates comes to pick you up and they're trying to grab a syringe from you or trying to utilize one of your grenades or your weapon, and there's a whole pile of your loot, it's a little hard to select the exact thing that they want to pick up. So get rid of some of that extra stuff that you don't need, and it doesn't become a pile of loot. Smiths and War Within. One fire team. Pardon my camera work. I'm looking at the stream, the map, the players. Alright, that was what I was kind of trying to get over to, but my piloting skills are a little off, so let's see if I can sort that out. So DJPL takes Smith, leaving War Within on his own. However, Smith is revivable. War Within with the tactical smoke there to get that pickup. Nice. All right. Back to our regularly scheduled activities. Sharkfish and Wade Watts have now approached the northwest. Sharkfish in a cheeky spot. This is a very powerful defensive position. And he's flying the drone, collecting intel. Probably doing a better job of it than I am. Wade Watts takes DJPL. That was a slow push to not make a whole bunch of footsteps and get crunchy there. And I'm very interested in seeing what is going on down here. Oh, and I have found my first critical streamer error. I had turned off audio in the tents, game audio, so you guys have not been listening to the game at all, just me for the last 3 rounds. 4 rounds. No. 2 rounds. Alright, it's not that bad. Wade Watts takes Freezy. But this is really very effective, very high risk push to push one of your players out this far from any support. If Cap Doctori goes down, there's no one to get the refrag. There is no one to give him a syringe if he happens to go down. And there's no one to see what he does. If he gets a trade, there's no one around to confirm that it was a trade. So, high stress. Sharkfish takes Baconator, leaving only King Capone on the defense. And like I talked about at the beginning of round 1, this objective is cappable from this corner. And King Capone is pinched between Cap Doctore and the other 4. Taking a look at that mini-map there, this is a very effective push. And King Capone sees the smoke. Cap Doctore has a good count. Oh, Smiths takes out Sharkfish. King Capone takes out Wade Watts. King Capone takes out Smiths. There's a calculated move by Cap Doctore to not take the shot. Trying to let his guys get in for a cap, but a point is a point. So very interesting decision-making tree there. I'm very impressed. Maybe not with the results, but trigger control and aggression control by Cap Doctore, allowing his team to get a little bit closer and attempt to go for that cap. Alright, we will pull up the scores. I will get my face out of your way. And it's looking pretty good. Smith's showing that -1 for the team kill on Sharkfish. Everybody else, pretty standard, plus or minus 1 or 2. So no outstanding scores, which is good. It's that's highly competitive. Means that the teams are doing the right thing. Not sure who's watching right now, but Sharkfish is in the game. So whoever is viewing, if you want to drop me a line in the chat, just so I know who actually cares enough to pay attention. Here we go. Put my face back in the corner there, and we'll drop the scores off of the screen. it's a new viewer, whoever it is. So it's not me, it's not Sharkfish. It's not War Within. Those are the people that I know have watched. Probably not Cap Doctore. There we go. So, objective is the East Side Mall. Objective, that's right over here. Shadow Kings are going to build their defense. And we're looking for a very aggressive 4-man push up towards containers by the OG. And DJPL hanging out. A very strong position there on AC rooftop. Now Wade Watts does go down, but is revivable. Very aggressive push, very early push by the OG. Cap Doctore takes King Capone. Smith downs Freezy and confirms. DJPL really looking for whoever goes for that revive on Wade Watts. And we've had a rotation here. There we go. DJPL takes Cap Doctore from AC and Baconator. I think he was looking for anybody popping up in Tank Courtyard. We're currently sitting at 3-3. Alright. And Sharkfish takes Trav the Trooper, leaving the Shadow Kings with a 1-man advantage. Unless they can get to Wade Watts before he bleeds out.
I'm right up here on platform.
Looks like War Within is going for the revive. And let's see where the OG... So Baconator and DJPL are going to make the same push. And the Shadow Kings probably not expecting 2 more players from the same angle. At this point in the game, 2.5 minutes have elapsed, which would have been plenty of time for DJPL and Baconator to rotate around to the south side of the map. So Shadow Kings are definitely being cautious and aware of that. Smiths takes Baconator. Not only gets himself out of that negative from the team kill, but also puts himself back on the board with a kill with a point. Sharkfish with the late line on that cross. DJPL takes Smiths. War Within takes DJPL. Alright, Shadow Kings takes the defensive round. Alright. So standouts there. DJPL now looking at 5 kills, 3 deaths. And across the board everywhere else. Everyone else is +1, +2, -2, -3. Close scores. Phenomenal. So for most of these objectives, the Volk team, the defending team, they have 1 spawn, and usually it's very close to that objective. In some cases there's 2, and they will be equidistant from the objective, but potentially closer or further from powerful defensive positions. I'm trying to remember offhand where the potential spawns are for the Marsoc on this objective for the offensive team. And we're just going to pretend like I know them, but I'm keeping them a secret. Because we have reviewed this map quite a few times, and the map is very, very old, and I should know all of them. But there will be potentially one up in the north, one in the far west, and there's the far west one we were just talking about. We'll go over impact, go hang out with the Shadow Kings as they generate their offensive plan.
He's going to the hole in the wall. The hole in the wall.
Cap Doctore once again splitting off and going for a supporting role. And Sharkfish, risky move, getting up onto the wing on impact. Very powerful Overwatch position. However, very exposed from all angles. Shot. Oh, he does take Baconator. Cap Doctore takes DJPL. That contact was over here. Looks like DJPL might have been going for a flanking maneuver. Freezy takes Sharkfish. Again, that impact roof. High risk position to be in. So Freezy's on the objective. King Cabone is in the mall on the tank courtyard side, looking west. Potentially could engage Smiths there, as Smiths comes out of center burning. Looking like War Within on AC rooftop. Wade Watts on impact second floor. And I know that the OG had one more player. Freezy, King Capone, and Travel Trooper. So Freezy was the one I was missing before. Smith takes King Capone. King Capone takes Smiths. I even predicted that one, and I moved the camera away from it. So potentially I need a bit more practice at this. Well, not worth looking there now, is it? I think the next contact gonna be Cap Doctore, while Wade and War Within move up to the objective. Trav the Trooper takes Wade Watts. That was a long line from Motel all the way to Impact. And Freezy takes War Within, leaving Cap Doctore on his own with a very hard cross. If he's able to get past Trav the Trooper, which might just be a matter of some onward timing, there is a position right over here on the stairs he can cap from without being in the line of sight of Freezy. But in this position, Trav the Trooper is in a very, very favorable location. And just needs a little bit of luck in that he doesn't rotate away to check a different line as Cap Doctore crosses.
Can't see second floor there anymore.
Looking towards cash trucks. I want to see this from Major Cap Doctore's point of view here. He's got a little bit of cover from this hill. But if Trav the Trooper rotates back to that window, this is what I was talking about with a little bit of onward timing, a little bit of luck. And there it is. So teams tie it up. OG ties it up 2 apiece. And standouts from that round. Looks like it was about one apiece, give or take. So Nothing to write home about, no change. Alright. Practice some of these controls now before the next round starts. I'm still frustrated with myself for not being able to find the hotkey to put the team names in for you guys. I'm sure I will get laughed at quite a bit for that later. Does look like I might need to adjust my volume a little bit, as at least once I did clip on my mic. That is terrible. I don't want that at all. Looking for the next objective. What are the chances we're gonna see? Yep, there it is. So next objective is gonna be inside of the airplane fuselage. Cappable from a couple sneaky positions. Can be capped from this hole right here as well. If you're really bendy and stretchy, you can get inside of the cap radius in between the building and the airplane right here. Defensive positions for this one. Likely see some of the defenders move into impact. And 1 to 2 defenders staying on the south side of the plane. And probably at least 1 defender pushing out is pretty standard on this objective, because all of the offensive spawns are so far away that you get that extra time as a defender. I can tell you all of the spawns are somewhere in here. Here we go. And the teams are in. I lied. There is a spawn back here. There we go. Let's hang out with the OG.
I tried to get
King Capone looking at the code. And DJPL Maxim moving slightly south. Still trying to figure out if this is going to be a 2-3 split or if they're going to go with an aggressive 5-man push. But if they do the 5-man push, it's very, very easy for me to follow with the camera, so. Alright, they're into a little bit of an extended line there. Let's see if we can figure out where some of these first engagements are going to happen. So we got Wade Watts, center burning. He's going to be looking north. Smith's looking east out of impact. Cap Doctori pushed out. Interesting grenade placement by friend Freezy. I think all he's done there is position. Cap Doctori takes King Capone. Makes that call out. There we go. Calls in his kill. once again tonight, Major Captain Doctore showing phenomenal control for not sticking out, peeking and getting clipped. Self-control beyond what I have, and that's why he is the Major. Freezy and Trav making some rotations. Cap Doctore catches Freezy early, and Trav the Trooper gets the refrag. I did not hear Cap Doctore give a call out for that kill. Sharkfish takes Maxim, and Wade Watts takes DJPL. So at this point, yeah, I was just about to say, Trav the Trooper was in a position where he had just killed Cap Doctore, given his position to the rest of the Shadow Kings, trying to rotate away from there. Wide open spot for that, especially when the entire other team is looking for you. Oh, still have one viewer. If that viewer wants to drop me a line in the chat, I'd like to at least know who's paying attention. I'm gonna do something with the set here. There's so many cooler things to look at than my ceiling, but the webcam is not set up all that great. This was a last minute thing for me this afternoon. I got caught up with some other responsibilities, and all the time I was supposed to spend setting this up, I spent not setting this up. Ooh. So each objective in Onward gets played twice, so that each team has a chance to defend and attack the same objective. Shadow Kings getting the southmost spawn. I think this is south. There might be one more around that warehouse there for this objective. Alright. Right off the bat. There we go. Clear that. Standard 3-2 split. Let's see. Where are we going to have that first engagement? So the OG playing a different, little bit of a different approach here. DJPL on AC. Tag Smith. Smith able to give himself a syringe. Definitely called out at this point. Wondering if Sharkfish is going to make that. Nope. War Within was in the position to take DJPL. Maxim King Capone hanging out outside of the fuselage. Major Captain Doctore takes Freezy and confirms. Trav the Trooper is going to be thinking soon about rotating as his team goes down and he's not getting any contacts on the north side. Now the question is Smith's going to have a line. Oh, a little onward timing there. Smith takes King Capone. Sharkfish calls out the Trooper. Maxim takes Smith. Sharkfish takes Trav. Maxim takes War Within. Alright, Maxim is on his own. And that smoke on the objective is going to be stressing him out. 1, 2, 3, 4 smokes, I think. Cap Doctori going for the sneaky cap. And Shadow Kings takes the round, takes the map 5 points to 2 because the cap is worth 2 points. And that is 3 maps. Here we go. So we will just review the scores one more time. Take myself way down into the corner. Review the scores for the last map. King Capone 3 and 5, DJPL 5 and 6, OG Freezy 3 and 5, Tribe the Trooper 5 and 4, and Maxim 3 and 1 after a very successful attempt to defend on that last round. No one ever likes getting capped on, and Maxim's defense, whether it was a cap or kills, that last point was going to cost him the round. So he's much better off to try and get the kills than to sacrifice himself. On the Shadow King side, Cap Doctori with a cap, 7 kills, 5 deaths. War Within 3 and 3, Wade Watts 4 and 4, Sharkfish showing a strong 7 and 3, and Smiths with 3 and 5. Phenomenal. Alright guys, I am going to call it a night. I'm going to go do my research and find all the hotkeys to correct some of my deficiencies. I'm going to review this video and count how many times I said and ooh, and see if we can do a lot less of that next time. And I will buy another tripod because the one I usually use for my camera is holding a microphone right now. I will go buy another tripod and have a slightly better perspective next time, maybe where I don't have a shadow over my eyes for the entire cast. This is CalMac87. You guys have a phenomenal night.